I am a collector. I'm a Magic the Gathering and comic book collector.
Oh, I remember you got into a big war with people on Facebook.
Oh, you saw me on the post I had on Instagram or Twitter. Yeah, I joined a Facebook group because some of these cards, they're very rare. You can't, it's not like they're not only expensive. How do you even find them?
Yeah.
Like you go on eBay, people are asking $200,000. It's like, that's not I'm not going to be able to buy that card.
Yeah.
So I found these groups on Facebook and, I asked you earlier, how do you feel about people being like, oh, Bert lives there. And I'm not like the mayor. I don't want people knowing. I'm talking about here. It's not a secret. It's just I don't enjoy it if I don't feel a sense of anonymity.
Yeah.
So I changed my Facebook name. So I don't want people like looking up who I am so they know where they're sending the card, stuff like that. And people thought that I was trying to steal from them and they were bullying me. And they were, some people were like, don't let him into the group. I changed my name when that stuff happened. I don't want to talk too much about this. It doesn't matter. It's negative, blah, blah, blah.
Why? Okay.
Before I changed my name, I was in there as me. Then when I was asking some questions. It's too boring. It's
not boring because first of all, I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering. Like I know it's a thing, and I know that people are really into it, but I don't understand the lure of it. And I'm afraid the same way you would find out like, oh, the power in cutting. And then I'd go, now I'm a cutter, or like.
Oh, but cutting is
control.
Depreciates your body. Magic cards appreciate.
So wait, tell me.
Let me show you that. Let me give you a little. So I'm getting cards, and I happen to have just picked. I haven't opened these yet, and I got a package, and I was going to maybe open on my podcast, but I had them with me, and there's a lot of different sets, right? Magic came out in 1993. Alpha, Beta, Unlimited. Those are kind of the big three. You've heard of a Black Lotus? Nerd. Black Lotus is the creme de la creme. Okay.
Yeah.
So Beta is a set that I kind of want to collect. It's very expensive. I don't know how far I'll go. Maybe every time I book something, I'll get a nice card or something.
As a present to yourself.
Yeah. I did that with Undateable. Every season I bought an item.
Yeah.
So there's these cards and you could get them graded. I don't know if you're familiar with gradings.
Is that? No.
But here, check this out. They have an overall grade. In the top right, these are 9.5s.
Yeah.
And underneath, there's subgrades. You could see. So the difference between is this really what we're talking about?
This is keep going. So the grade, it's out of 10. I'm guessing
it's out of 10. 10 is perfect.
Centering is a 10 on this one. The edges are a 9.5, meaning there has to be some flaw.
A 9.5. A 9.5 is basically perfect. To get a 10, you could pull this straight out of a pack, and 1 out of 100, if that, will be a 10. It's almost impossible to get a 10.
Meaning the card is perfect. It's
not only is it perfect, the centering, the edges, the corners, and the surface are all 10 out of 10. Perfect, flawless. I don't know how many 10s exist of any card, but I come from a place where. When I used to collect more like 5+ years ago, the grading was PSA. These are Beckett. Those are the main two, PSA and BGS, right? Uh-huh. PSA just does 1 through 10. There's no subgrades. I'm feeling so insecure talking about this.
No. By the way, I'm fascinated.
Okay.
I am fascinated. And can I tell you this is what I love about a podcast is there are people going, I have heard of Magic the Gathering. I know nothing about it. And now I'm going, oh, okay,
I want the goal is to get more hobbyists involved because what's cool about Magic is it's now almost 30 years around. Kids that played, their kids play now. It's multi-generational. It has solidified itself as a game that's lasting. Since quarantine hit, I don't know if you're aware of what has happened in collectibles.
No.
A lot of businesses went under. The ones that people that did okay have more, I don't know if it's a coincidence you moved during this. People are thinking more about spending their money on things other than travel or anything they would have before. Collectibles have skyrocketed. And there are cards that were worth $200 that are worth over $1,000 now, just in the past few months.
Okay.
So I am entering a market that is new to me. I don't know about subgrades. I'm asking questions about subgrades. And dude, I never really got bullied as a kid. I was not included with people, and I didn't even know I wasn't included. I was just like, and I've talked about this on my podcast, but I would be like, hey, Bert, you want to come over? And he'd be like, I can't, I'm busy. And I'd be like, okay. And I'd ask you again next week.
Yeah.
It was just like, these are all my friends. I had no idea. My only idea of like cliche bullying is from movies that doesn't really exist until you go into some of these magic chat rooms. Really? And they are fucking vicious. Some of them are so nice and helpful. And some of them are, hey, I'm looking for so that card. So
this is Fireball,
right? So there's a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt is a card I was looking for, right? Let me see. Lightning bolt. I'm looking for it in a 9.5. There's a thing called 9.5 basic and 9.5 quad. 9.5 quad is every grade is minimum 9.5.
Okay.
But if you have 1 9 and 3 9.5s, the overall grade is still a 9.5. But that's a 9.5 basic, you idiot. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm looking online. I'm finding a 9.5 basic, and they are around between $700 and $1,000. And I'm thinking,
can you tell the difference between a 9.5 basic and a 9.5 quad?
Here's what's crazy about it. I for the past couple months have been doing crazy research. I could be a grader at this point. But the game is people buy raw cards, meaning ungraded, and they look at it and you could buy a card that looks like it's in really good condition for $1,500. You get it graded. It looks like a 9.5. It get graded and it comes back a 9.5 quad. Then that $1,000 card could be worth $10,000. Same card.
Oh shit.
So there are some people that get it graded and you get 3 9.5s and 1 9 and it's half the price. So you regrade. Point is, I'm collecting data. I'm trying to understand because at some point I might be buying some real cards, and I'm looking and I offer $1,000 for this one card, and people are laying into me.
This is a lightning bolt card?
Yeah, I offer like $900 some for a lightning bolt. A 9.5 basic is probably worth a little under $1,000. A quad is worth a little over $2,000. They did everything but call me a kike. And just fucking ripping me apart, leaving comments. And then I find out there's side rooms. Like I'm in rooms with like 4,000, 2,000, and 10,000 people. I'm in 3 different rooms.
Yeah.
There's like these side rooms where some of these like the godfathers of these Facebook groups meet and they're like talking about me. And there's this one guy who has a collection that it's like pornographic. It's ridiculous. I saw he posted it. I don't imagine it's going to sell because who's going to spend this kind of money? But he's trying to get $1.6 million for his collection, and it's worth it. I mean,
really?
You could buy. I'm not going to, but if we partnered up on a podcast and called it Teaching Magic, and as part of the saga, it was buying this collection and then selling it off individually, I bet you we would make some good money on it.
Really?
But I'm talking to this guy. It's unbelievable. I want to just look at these cards. He lives in Chicago. I reach out to him and I send him an eBay message first. Long story short, we chat on the phone for like an hour and a half. We're talking nostalgia. We're talking magic. And I'm going to fly out to Chicago. I'm going to fly out to Ohio, where I'm from, drive out, make like a little documentary episode about it. And he said that because I also do this, but a lot of people, they don't keep their cards at home. They safety deposit boxes and stuff.
Really?
So, but he agreed, he doesn't know me, to get all of his cards, bring him to his place, and I'm trying to make him feel safe. And he's a cop. He said that he's
got guns.
Yeah, and he's like now making me a little uncomfortable, but it's like it's fine, He's so nice. He's like my new magic friend. But I'm trying to figure it out because I start filming a show next month and I want to get it in the can. And he sends me a message, very transparent, and I'm also aware of this because I've been experiencing it. And he goes, "Hey, there's been a couple guys in the group that don't want me to do this podcast with you. And I've been standing up for you and I don't agree. They don't trust you." It wasn't that they don't trust. It was, yes, I'll tell you what it was they didn't trust. I didn't know at the time. I found out. And I think it would be better if we just cool off and maybe we do it later once the room starts to believe you. I didn't know what was going on. Where is this distrust? Coincidentally, after people were bullying me, I changed my name because I don't want people messaging me and finding.
Yeah.
Then I didn't realize that people went from bullying me to then not trusting me. So there's some people that bully me. Then he changes his name. So now they're like, oh, so now he's blah, blah, blah. And now more people are coming. It wasn't a great move for me for that reason, but I should have changed my name beforehand. And so then I found out, people. So then I'm like, not that I'm this bigwig, but I want to be like, listen, man, like you could see who I am. I'm verified.
Yeah, I'm a real person.
I have, I had Will Smith on my podcast.
Yeah.
So he goes and tells some of these other people. And now what happened is they all think, and they found out that I'm doing this show. I'm doing the show on Amazon where it's about autism. And within autism.
Is this when you start shooting next month?
Yeah. And in autism, I think it's fair to assume that a lot of those people are going to be nerds, right? And nerds play Magic. And they are convinced that I'm in there doing character research, which, first of all, who cares?
Yeah.
What is that going to affect anything? But they think that I'm not a true collector, or I'm going to bring negative attention, or there are a lot of people that this is fine to talk about.
Dude, I'm fucking fascinated. Are you kidding me?
So there are people, and I'm one of these people, that believe that Magic cards, collectibles, but I'm a Magic guy, are collectibles, but an investment, not just an investment like stocks, but an actual store of value. I bought some stuff on Dateable Days 5 years ago that I am now considering. I rent an apartment. I could put a down payment on a house from a couple of things
cards.
I bought. Yeah, cards and comics. And I've been this way since I was a kid. I was buying and selling all the time, but it wasn't until recently that I started to kind of really understand these are, you don't want to pay taxes on your $10,000, put into a Magic card, and now it's worth $100,000. And, I'm not condoning this. I don't know what's appropriate or not, but you sell it for Bitcoin or whatever it is. It's just, there are people that probably, it's drug dealing, legal drug dealing, and also you get, I look at this stuff and I get dopamine hits. They're really drugs. I'm addicted. So there are people that I guess don't want Hollywood, and I quote this because somebody had said to me, I'm not short, basically saying what people are saying. You're just doing one of your Hollywood tricks in order to blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not Daniel Day, dude. I'm just fucking trying to buy some beta cards.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've since made some purchases, and now people are like okay with me. And like friendly, and a couple of people know about this podcast and talking about the podcast, and I'm thinking, if I were just some guy who was trying to do research for my character, and that was a problem for reasons I still don't understand, if all I would have to do would be buying $1,000 Magic card and you guys would trust me, who's to say that I'm still not that guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, so now I'm collecting cards. I have these friends, and I'm in high school again, and part of me doesn't want to say all this, but I don't keep it at my house, but I still don't want people knowing I own this stuff. And I don't yet, but I'm looking at some cards right now that are so expensive.
Really?
I can never buy them. I would never, from my bank account, spend this kind of money on a card.
Yeah.
But the fact that I have these cards and I'm selling them for cash, I've already sold some for cash, and I haven't worked in 10 years, and I have more money than I ever have because of this stuff.
For real.
And
I can understand how people would go, we found a thing that is not only our absolute dopamine rush passion, but is fairly lucrative. I can understand.
It's also nostalgic from when we were 13 years old.